What's good, ladies and gentlemen? RFG is back at it today, and I am here to go over a particular subject. Today, this is going to be on the real agenda, behind Kaepernick and why he is really doing what he's doing. This video is going to be so mind-blowing, so profound, that I'm going to get a lot of backlash for releasing this information. I'm going to get a lot of criticism, but that's perfectly fine. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it because the people that give me criticism for this video and this information that I put out, they're emotional thinkers. They're based off of all emotion. But in this video, all I'm going to be stating is the cold, hard, documented facts. Period. Okay? So without further ado, I'm going to be touching on this individual, Colin Kaepernick, and I'm just going to be letting people know that I supported Colin Kaepernick and what he was doing, back in 2016, September of 2016, I made a video actually supporting him, but I ran into some knowledge, I ran into some information, that opened my eyes completely to what is really going on behind the scenes, and I have to let this information out to the public because I do not want any more people to be deceived like I was deceived. Ladies and gentlemen, people, this video is going to be just as mind-blowing and as profound as my Hitler video that I did last year, because like I said, man, we have all been bamboozled. We have all been bamboozled, period, point blank, And what I will say is, everything we see on the major news network screens, everything we see on mainstream media is all put in front of our faces for a purpose and for a reason, and it's put there to serve, an agenda, to serve an ulterior agenda, a government agenda. It's all put in our faces for some kind of psychological agenda that the government has planned. And ladies and gentlemen, this is no different. So without further ado, let's get to the facts. Colin Kaepernick was born and spent his early elementary school years in Wisconsin. He was adopted by a white family, that raised him in Wisconsin. Moved out to California for his high school years. He played high school sports, got a scholarship to Nevada where he played football, and then he got drafted to the 49ers. Now, what the mainstream media does not want us to know is that Colin Kaepernick is part of a fraternity that has some of the deepest ties in this nation's history, Ladies and gentlemen, Colin Kaepernick is a part of the Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity. He is part of the Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity, ladies and gentlemen. This is their symbol. This is their symbol, ladies and gentlemen, right here. This is their symbol. You see the red color? You see them throwing up the 3 6s, 666, Kappa Alpha Psi, the red emblem, also the K inside of the diamond. Oh, I'm going to be breaking that down in a future lecture, which is going to blow a lot of people away. But you see the K that symbolizes Kappa Alpha Psi, the color red, and then the 666 symbol that is being thrown up. This is their official emblem that came out in 1911. 1911 Kappa Alpha Psi. Colin Kaepernick is a part of this fraternity. here is Colin Kaepernick in the shirt, the Kappa Alpha Psi shirt, throwing up the 666, okay? Right in front of our faces, ladies and gentlemen. This is not a game. This is not a joke, okay? Here's more pictures of Kaepernick showing his allegiance to the fraternity, okay, back in his college years. Okay, we could, yeah, here goes some more. Yes, sir, Kaepernick. Also, when he took the knee, as you can see, when he took the knee back in late August of 2016, he threw up the 3-6s. He threw up the 3-6s to the crowd, ladies and gentlemen. He threw up the Kappa Alpha Psi symbol to the crowd after he took the knee for the national anthem. So he was giving homage to his fraternity after he took the knee, ladies and gentlemen, which shows he still has loyalty to the Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity, even when he has the afro and he took the knee, because he took the knee after getting the orders from his Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity. Plain and simple. Okay, there's a closer zoom in. Okay, and for everybody who thinks it's a joke, for everybody who thinks this, anybody who thinks that these fraternities are not gateways to Freemasonry, I'm about to put the nail in your coffin right now. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to look at the previous members of this Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity. You see, the Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity has played a huge role in race relations in this country that we live in today. And it all started, the psychological operations with Kappa Alpha Psi, it all started back in the 60s with integration and desegregation, because Martin Luther King's right-hand man was a Kappa Alpha Psi, and it was Martin Luther King's right-hand man that convinced Martin Luther King to start his desegregation integration movement. It was this individual's idea, who was Martin Luther King's right-hand man. And this individual was a Kappa Alpha Psi. Go look it up. Martin Luther King was an Alpha Psi Alpha. This guy that convinced him to start his movement of integration was a Kappa Alpha Psi. Okay? So, Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity manipulated and used Martin Luther King to convince melanated people to be to detach from their black-owned businesses, to detach from their Black Wall Street, to detach from their black-owned communities, black-owned businesses, and now be subject to Caucasian leadership and Caucasian society. Martin Luther King was used by the Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity to make black people subservient to Caucasian society. Integration, desegregation was a CIA psyop, and it was conducted by Kappa Alpha Psi, a Kappa Alpha Psi member. Ladies and gentlemen, this was the man who had Martin Luther King assassinated when Martin Luther King started having secret meetings with Malcolm X. It was this man who set him up to get assassinated. And he was a Kappa Alpha Psi member. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know his name off the top of my head. You can look it up on Google when you get a chance. I'll actually put his name in the link after I post this video. And look at Jesse Jackson's sellout ass right here. Oh, Jesse Jackson, what is this emblem above his head? Omega Psi-Phi. Omega Psi-Phi. Yeah, I pulled the lid on those bastards last year, but now it's time to expose the hidden agenda behind Kappa Alpha Psi. Because these two fraternities, Kappa Alpha Psi and Omega Psi-Phi, are going to play one of the biggest roles, or the biggest role in American history by causing a race war, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? So that's the significance of the Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity. The first time their psyops were used was to implement Martin Luther King to get black people subservient to white society again. Okay? Kappa Alpha Psi was the root of that. Secondly, after you got black people subservient to white society again, here goes 20-something years later, 24, 25 years later. This is 1994 to 1995. We got Johnny Cochran. Johnny Cochran is now assigned to be part of one of the biggest psyops in American history to promote what? To promote racial division amongst the country, amongst the nation. Racial division. Okay? So, I already proved that this O.J. Simpson trial in 94 and 95 was a complete psyop, a complete hoax, coded by the numbers to promote racial division amongst the nation during that time. And the individual who was assigned to get O.J. Simpson off on the fake-ass trial was none other than Johnny Cochran. And Johnny Cochran, ladies and gentlemen, is a Kappa Alpha Psi member. Okay? He is a Kappa Alpha Psi member. Bingo. Right here. Right here, ladies and gentlemen. Kappa Alpha Psi. Kappa Alpha Psi, Johnny Cochran. Right here. So, we have Martin Luther King being used as a tool to make black people subservient to white society again. Then, 20-something years later, we have Johnny Cochran being part of one of the biggest psyops in American history, the O.J. Simpson trial, to promote racial division. And it all goes back to this Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity. But guess what? 1995 to 2006, that is a 21-year span. That is a 21-year span. Okay, so 21 years from the OJ verdict, we now have another Kappa Alpha Psi member. Another Kappa Alpha Psi member to promote the race war agenda. Ladies and gentlemen, Colin Kaepernick, a Kappa Alpha Psi member, is now going to be used to implement the race war agenda. Okay? So this man is basically taking orders from his higher ups, from NFL owners, okay, to cause a massive psyop where people who support the NFL do not support the American United States flag, so they will be introduced to a new flag. Okay? Now, I am not saying that anybody should be supporting the United States flag whatsoever. The United States flag needs to be burned. It needs to be burned and done away with. What I'm saying is, this man you see before you is being used by the government, so it causes the sheeple to lose support for the United States flag, so they will be introduced to something called the District of Columbia flag, which is the New World Order flag. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to prove it. Who saw Jerry Jones get on a knee during the national anthem a couple of days ago? So are you going to sit here and tell me that Jerry Jones gives a shit about black people's struggle and black people getting gunned down in the streets? Ladies and gentlemen, Jerry Jones is a country racist redneck ass hick who only sees black people as Negroes that make him money. That's it. So Jerry Jones taking a knee during the national anthem basically proves that this whole thing is nothing but a government concocted psyop. Okay? And Colin Kaepernick's affiliation with Kappa Alpha Psi proves it. It proves it. But ladies and gentlemen, you want more proof? I'll show you more proof. As we all know, the National Football League does not draft any player that they feel is going to be unsubservient to their agenda. The NFL is not going to draft any players that will be a risk of not being subservient to their agenda, people. Ladies and gentlemen, Colin Kaepernick was chosen by the NFL owners because he was part of the Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity. He was part of the Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? And that's the only reason why he was drafted. Because they knew he was going to be subservient to their agenda. Okay? This whole thing was a government psyop. Ladies and gentlemen, Colin Kaepernick is not only a secret society member and a fraternity member, Colin Kaepernick is a homosexual. And we're about to prove that. Ladies and gentlemen, if you look up this article titled Romance or Bromance, Gay Atlanta DJ and Colin Kaepernick Get Cozy. Let's see what this article is about. Okay, right here, we have Colin Kaepernick going to go visit a homosexual DJ in a nightclub in Atlanta. Okay? Right here, posted February 5th of 2014. Okay? He goes to see a homosexual DJ in Atlanta, and there's sources saying that they were caught hugging each other and spending one-on-one time with each other at this club and leaving the club together. Okay? After being seen all hugged up with each other. You guys can read the article for yourself. Okay? No bullshit, not a joke. Here's a picture of them. Here's a picture of them. Okay? Right here. 2014. Hugged up in an Atlanta nightclub. And here's the picture that basically proves this guy, you see what I'm saying, who Kaepernick was hanging with, is a homosexual without a doubt. I mean, look at this, people. You see this? Look at this guy's Speedo. Are you kidding me? And this was the same year, ladies and gentlemen, 2014 was the same year Colin Kaepernick took naked ass, gay ass photos with GQ magazine. Look at this. Look at this. Look, people, look at how gay this looks. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Look at this pose. What does this pose? What does this pose signal? What does this pose tell somebody who's looking at this in a magazine? What message does this send to the viewers looking at this magazine? So the same year he takes naked photos for GQ magazine, the same year, okay? The same year, he takes these homosexual, gay-ass photos. Look at this shit. Look at that shit. Same year, he gets caught in Atlanta spending one-on-one time with a homosexual DJ. Okay? Think it's bullshit? Just look up the article. Okay? Article is titled Romance or Bromance, Gay Atlanta DJ Colin Kaepernick Get Real Cozy. And after Colin Kaepernick got real cozy with his gay lover, okay, the media put out a fake article to cover up his homosexuality 2 months after he met up with a gay lover in Atlanta. And it says 49ers Colin Kaepernick being investigated by Miami police. This was for his alleged rape charge in Miami, which was completely fake, completely bogus. Okay? Just read very carefully this article when you get a chance. I want everybody watching this video to go look up the information in the articles presented before you. Okay? So you won't be fooled anymore. Okay? Because the government put out a fake article for this individual to make it look like he was not a homosexual, and to make it look like this white girl in Florida, you see what I'm saying, was so crazy and she was so hot for Kaepernick. Ladies and gentlemen, if you read this paragraph in detail, it is all complete fabricated bullshit. Okay? Colin Kaepernick is a homosexual, period. There's also sources stating that Kaepernick only dated white women in college, okay, and in high school. So how the hell do you go from that? Okay, let's put this into perspective. Let's put this into perspective real quick. Colin Kaepernick was born and raised in Wisconsin by a white family, then taken over to California, okay, by that same white family that adopted him, and was only attracted to white women. So how do you go from that? Then the Zionist NFL owners not only allowed Kaepernick to start in the NFL, they allowed this man to get a Super Bowl appearance. And we all know they don't give anybody Super Bowl appearances unless you show your allegiance to the motherfucking NFL owners. Period. So let's see if you guys can put two and two together. Okay? Something isn't adding up. Something isn't adding up. This guy was raised by a white family. He was only attracted to white women. The NFL owners knew that he was subservient to them, so they let him start on the NFL roster. They let him lead the 49ers to a Super Bowl, because we all know that the seasons are scripted and rigged. So the only reason he went to the Super Bowl is because the fucking NFL owners allowed it. So right after that, in 2014, he takes homosexual pictures for GQ. Then he goes out to see his gay lover in Atlanta. And you mean to tell me 2 years after that, he's Mr. Pro-Black? He's Mr. Black Power? He's Mr. Malcolm X? He's Mr. Marcus Garvey? I'm not fucking falling for it. I'm not falling for it. I am not falling for it one bit. His name is Kaepernick. Kaepernick. He's part of the Kappa Alpha Psi. He's part of the Kappa Alpha Psi. And they perform psyops. Kaepernick is part of the Kappa Alpha Psi. And they perform psyops, psychological operations, to promote the goddamn race war. His name is, he was chosen to be a Kappa because his last name is Kaepernick. Okay? And he was drafted to the motherfucking red and gold team because the main colors for Kappa Alpha Psi are red, silver, and gold. Get the hell out of here with that bullshit. This shit is all scripted, fixed, and programmed. And on another note, taking a knee to the United States flag isn't doing shit. Taking a knee is showing submission to your enemy. You never take a knee to the goddamn flag, ladies and gentlemen. You never take a knee. So this is just a psyop to get people more subservient to the government's agenda, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Everybody across the NFL is taking a knee during the national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, that's not doing anything. That's not doing anything, ladies and gentlemen. If you really want to take a stand as an athlete, as a rich player, what you do is you get together with like-minded athletes, like-minded rich people, and you put your money together to create your own fucking league. Okay? Because if you take a knee and then you get back up to put on the pads and the helmet and play for a goddamn racist NFL owner that doesn't give a fuck about your livelihood, taking a knee means nothing. Absolutely nothing. Period. So like I said, at this point, the money talks and the bullshit walks. Taking a knee is going to do nothing but make you more subservient to the goddamn Zionist Jew NFL system. And Kaepernick is being used by Alpha Psi Phi, okay, to promote the race war in this country. Like I said, a Kappa Alpha Psi member set up Martin Luther King to start his integration, desegregation movement. And then when he got on track with Malcolm X, Kappa Alpha Psi member had Martin Luther King assassinated. Then after that, Johnny Cochran was set up to do the OJ trial to promote racial division amongst the country. Kappa Alpha Psi member Johnny Cochran. Then after that, motherfucking Colin Kaepernick takes a knee to promote the upcoming race war, the race war agenda, to get martial law implemented in this nation. Okay? This is Colin Kaepernick's true agenda, ladies and gentlemen. He serves his Kappa Alpha Psi masters. Okay? He's serving his Kappa Alpha Psi masters. Okay? After he took his knee, he made it his duty to pay his homage to his Kappa Alpha Psi 666 masters. You guys better wake the fuck up. You guys better wake the fuck up and take everything I said into perspective, because, ladies and gentlemen, I got played. I got fooled. I was wrong. I was wrong about this individual. He is not genuine. He is part of one of the biggest psyops to promote a race war in this country in history. Okay? His name is Kaepernick because he's a Kappa Alpha Psi. They perform psyops, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? So if anybody has any more questions regarding this matter or any more information they want to know, hit me up on Instagram, RFG Chosen One, RFG _ Chosen and one, the number one on Instagram. Yeah, it's a joke. Omega Psi Phi, I fucking exposed and blew the lid off of Omega Psi Phi's agenda for Super Bowl 51. Okay? The goddamn purple and gold horseshoe. And now I exposed the damn agenda for Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity. Ladies and gentlemen, Kappa Alpha Psi is going to be directly linked with Super Bowl 52. I appreciate everyone who supports RFG and Atlantean movement. Like, subscribe. Please share this video. It's the Chosen Man. I'm out.